showtime.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new to the channel, I am your host, Robert, a.k.a. The Tallman. This is my lovely co-host and wife, Lisa, a.k.a. Mrs. Tallman. Not that anyone ever calls her that. We are coming to 100% live right now from the Utopia of the Seas. It's like newest cruise ship in the world? No, Disney had anyway, it's the newest cruise ship for the Royal Caribbean group and Royal Caribbean line, and it is a beast of a ship, the 6th Oasis class ship, but it's sort of Oasis class plus. In fact, today we were parked next to the Allure, and you can see some of the differences just by looking at it from the outside. But
yeah, you really can.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you all for joining us tonight. We are going to talk about Deck 15. We're going to show you the video. We walked Deck 15 like, I swear that deck alone is 14 miles worth of walking.
I know. Oh, my goodness.
So we're going to share that video with you in just a second. But, of course, we got to do a couple housekeeping notes. First things first, got a little balcony cam there for you. Unfortunately, we're in an inside cabin right now. But that is a look off of the balcony we just had. So we love to be out in the public, but there is so much music going on this ship. We cannot find a quiet place in a quiet corner to be outside of the cabin. So here we are. So before we get to Deck 15, let's say hello to everybody, shall we?
All right.
So, Macrina, missing tonight, seeing the Beatles tonight. Oh, okay. Sorry. We'll see the replay. Don't worry about it. Patricia, hello. How are ya? And Bev, welcome to you. Good evening. Leader Life question. Question right off the bat. I'm trying to book our drink package on MSC app. Nothing is there. Do you guys know why this is? Actually, I think you need to go to their website. I don't think much on their app is active pre-cruise. I remember correctly.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, just go to the website, book your drink package there. You'll be fine, Leader Life. Hello, Mama Tallman. Hello, Mamie Radar. Welcome to New Mexico again tonight. Oh, question 2. Ooh, Leader Life, you're full of questions tonight. Awesome. Have y'all heard anything about visas for Europe next year? Yes. Get them. I'm not prepared to offer any other details tonight. I was reading up on this recently because we're thinking about going overseas, and so England is requiring some new visas. It's, I think, more of a paper push than anything, and I believe it comes active. It just came active like November 27th or something.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was active already or not.
Yep. Little Life, we'll do some research and bring that to you. Your cruise lines should have, if it was MSC, since you're asking about that, should have sent you some documentation on that, at least alerting you to the fact that you're going to need some visas. So there you go. On that note, public service announcement. If you have a question, leave it in the chat if you're with us live. If it's something about this ship that we're on or anything else cruise related, we will do our best to answer. If it is about this ship, this is a great time to ask because we are on the ship. There's no better time to get a good and correct answer than now. If you're actually watching the replays, leave a comment because we do answer all of our comments. Okay. So that being said, are we ready, everybody, for Deck 15?
I am.
You are?
I am.
I know I am.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, today Lisa and I, we are on the Utopia of the Seas. We are on Deck 15.
We're going to show you everything that's here on Deck 15, and there is a lot. So let's get going. First thing we're going to look at is the Solarium Bistro. And of course, it's closed, so we're not going to be looking at the Solarium Bistro. So we'll go look at the Solarium instead, and maybe we can get to the Bistro from inside. The Solarium is 21 and up, and typically very relaxing. It is completely inside, as you can see. So it's protected from the weather. We're going to come back out here in a minute, but we are going to go into
the solarium right here so you can at least see. Now, on embarkation day, you can eat lunch in here, but outside of that, you'll want to make a reservation. They're just cleaning up from breakfast. There's some really nice seating areas here. There's also up top there. And there's beverage stations on both sides. It's sort of a mirror image. They have sort of the buffet area right here and drinks, and they have the same thing mirror imaged on that side. So yeah, it's a nice look and feel in here. So there's your Solarium Bistro. Great place to have lunch on embarkation day. Even on cooler days, as long as the sun is out, it is nice and warm up in here because of the ceiling, right? And there is sort of a pool/hot tub down here. There's a lower deck to this. Where's the bar? Which we'll show you here in a minute. Just want to make sure we show you all of this area here. By the way, the area that was up on top, that may actually be hooked, not the Solarium Bistro. The Solarium we look down there, I believe that's hooked up top, but we'll look at that on another video. So there's that side, so we'll circle around. Remember I said there is sort of a lower area down here. So you got some nice sitting pools. One on one side, one on the other. Now there are actually 2 Solarium suites on this ship, which are over here. You have direct access from the Solarium suite through this door into here. Okay, that's the name, Solarium suite. It's just beautiful down here. And since we're at the very front of a ship, on sea days, if you're lucky enough to get one of these chairs, that's what you're looking at. Beautiful, right? Got an MCL ship over there. Now let's go back up. So you look at the lime and coconut menu in here, the Solarium bar. All right, let's go look at the rest of deck 15. That's how we came in. The elevators and stairs are right there. All right, men's restroom right there. So here is your Vibe Bar, or the Vibe Bar. It's all quiet today. What's nice is it does hang out over the ship. And so, again, on a sea day, moving around. This is a cool place to come have a drink. Now, yesterday was a sea day for us. Even though it was a sea day and everybody was on the ship, there were still some lounge chairs available. It was pretty busy up here, but it wasn't completely overrun. The ship up top here on deck 15 and 16 is sort of divided in half because we have the boardwalk here down the center, right? Or sorry, Central Park at this end, right? So up here, here's a bunch of your water slides. There's 3, and of course, obviously you get to them from up there, but they end down over there. A really cool splash area for the little ones, or me. I love the big bucket splash. And even the kids have their own little slide. Splash Away Bay. If your little one needs a vest, they have them here for you. And exchange your towels with this nice gentleman right there. If you want an ice cream, these 2 guys over there are going to take care of you. They got 1, 2, 3, 4 machines ready to go. So we'll sort of sneak around this way. There's lots of little hidden areas. Well, not really hid, but you do have to walk around a little bit. As you see, there's sort of some stadium lounge chairs on both sides. I mentioned the lime and coconut. It's right here. And it wraps all the way around. And you have a nice big pool here. Not too deep, only 4 feet deep. Oh, and of course the big TV up there. Big screen, not really a TV. We consider more of a video wall. Men's restroom right there. You're all right. You can get upstairs to deck 16 here if you want. We're getting close to the back of the ship. The windjammer. So the buffet here. So there's elevators here, elevators on the other side, and then a main walkway in there, which we will go into the windjammer in just a minute. I wanted to make note. You can see from here, we just came down this side. So there's only a couple points where you can cross over to the other side. At the front elevator banks where we started, yes. Here in the middle by Lime and Coconut, which you can see, you can cross over. And of course, in here at the aft elevators. That's how you can cross over to the other side of the ship. So we're just going to keep to the right. As you can see, they like this to be an exit only, so we're not going to go in. There's also a restroom right there. Stairs. They like you to enter the windjammer from here. So you wash your hands. Yeah, no washy-washy, no yummy-yummy, right? So they have ample wash stations here. Now the Windjammer is divided into two halves. They, again, are mirror imaged. All the buffet stations that are on this side are the same as the buffet stations over here. The food may be laid out a little bit different, but it's the same amount of stations and the same configurations. There's always stir fry. You got your hot dogs and hamburgers, a pasta station, desserts, kids' corner. And again, if you remember, we're looking over there. There's sort of an annex. If it's really busy, they open that up and there's more seating down in there. As you can see, it's closed. We'll just take a peek since she's opening it. I'm just gonna peer. See, there's more seating over there, but they have it closed, and there's a ton of extra seatings. But to help control the cleaning and all the things that they want to do when it's off times, like right now, because we're in port, they keep those annexes closed. International flavors. Nice big drink station. So this is sort of different than a lot of cruise ships. You just hold your hand up to that spot right there and the liquid comes out the bottom. So this is the hot stuff here. On this side, it's the cold stuff, okay? Remember, mirrored image, the same thing that is over on this side here is on the other side over there. Another drink station. You have the soda package, self-serve Coke machines back here. And then, of course, we can, as you see, connect to the other side here. I always, even though we've been on this class of ship multiple times, comprehending the size and the scale, it's unbelievable. It really is. As an example, again, mirror image, remember? Coke machines, your hot and cold drinks, seating area here. But what I was going to say is Lisa and I were sitting right here for breakfast. And I looked over, I'm like, oh, there's another ship next to us. I'm like, oh no, that's us. That's our ship. So it's so big. So we're not going to show you this whole side because I want to go just a little further to the back because there's a really cool play area back here for the kids. This is called the playscape. Right? So they have some really neat things out here. A rubberized floor. There's little swingy things. Just kind of crawl up through the net to get all the way up to the top. That looks real fun. And from up there, you can slide down. You got a little lighthouse you can climb up and slide down in there. These are dry slides, obviously. Little rock climbing. Obviously, you can't get too high, right? So this is, again, on the back of 15. But you do have access to it from 16 coming down here. You can get to it from the Windjammer as well. Love the feeling of the floor.
I love how cushy that floor is.
Thank you, Joe. Everybody's been very, very friendly. All of our services have been fantastic on the ship. The dinner services, lunch and breakfast here in the buffet. People always asking if you want more drinks and stuff. So very well done. So let's go ahead and get out of the Windjammer. The annex on the other side is sort of a twofold area. It is extra seating when they need it, but it's also a specialty restaurant called the Mason Jar, which we'll go look at right now. the mason jar. Reese and I are going to eat in here. So we're going to do brunch. We'll come in here and shoot the menus and food that we're eating when we're in here for brunch. If you do, as you can see, have a little band in here, nighttime. So we come in here at night. Nice little area. Big looking wall. It's not a wall, that's the fire door. When that opens, you're into the windjammer. Yeah, we have brunch in here on embarkation, debarkation day. We're doing it back to back, so when everybody else is fighting in the windjammer, we're come sitting here and have a leisurely lunch. Ladies' restroom right there. Men's on the other side. Most of the ships these days, that's how they have them. They'll have women's on one side, men on the other. All right, so let's go check out the other side now. Now this is really cool. Again, the other side of the ladies' room, which is accessible from the pool, and the men's is on the other side, remember? So here's a little hand washing station right here, which is in the front of the truck. So this is sort of like a grab and go kind of place. Here, I'll show you. They've got the cheese and pepperoni tornado, rancho beef and cheese tornado, chipotle chicken sandwich, Mediterranean veggie wrap, and a raspberry cheesecake. There's water here as well as a soda machine. But these are just grab and go. They're just pre-made. Just good morning. Just come in and grab one and boom, you're good to go. So if you want a quick snack. Now there was one of those sort of like beachy pool, sort of only 4 feet deep. Here's the mirror image on this side. So again, there's sort of stadium seating up there, lounge chairs. Here's a cool whirlpool. It's got a glass front thing, which is cool. They don't have the, oh, there is one on the other side. Same on the other side, mirror image. The ship is all about mirror images. Here is one of your smoking areas. It's up your smoker. Up here on deck 15. Of course, here's a line in coconut. There's only 2 smoking areas on the ship. Right here through where we just walked through. And the casino. Now here's one of the areas that you can use to get to the other side. We didn't walk there from that side, so I want to make sure I covered it. We did show you that lime and coconut. It's like every bar up here is lime and coconut, even though they're all separate bars. All right, see Central Park down there. Whirlpool, regular pool, loungers. Always painting. Here's the exit for the perfect storm, which is that. It's one of the big water slides. So come down here, you spin around there, and ultimately shoot you out from there. Ladies on this side, remember the men's on completely the opposite side. So you have 2 choices. We've already seen the solarium. You can get in there, the solarium from here, or you can head this direction and hit the elevator banks, which is right where we started. This is right where we started. Well, that's not true. We actually started from that side of the elevator banks, right? Here is the solarium bistro that we tried to get in. Right, so you can enter the solarium from the elevator banks or from the outside of deck 5. Well, there you go. Or deck 5, deck 15. Yeah, there's a 1 in front of the 5, Robert. So there you go. There is all of your deck 15. There's a ton of it on sea days. It is one heck of a party up here. So let us know what your favorite spot is on deck 15. Until we see you on another deck or another ship, be safe.
Right here. I don't know why it doesn't ever go on. It says it's supposed to move to the next scene, but it just never does. I don't know. Anyway, well, there was your deck 15, everybody. Here we go. Yes.
Thank you all so much for the thumbs up. We appreciate you.
And I got to tell you, it was nice and relaxing up there today.
It was. The volume was actually at a good level on the pool
Yeah.
deck today.
Yeah. If you want a good relaxing day up on deck 15, wait until a port day. Don't leave the ship. Stay on. It was very relaxing up there.
It was.
The music was, at a good level for relaxing, just chilling, taking in the sun, enjoying the pool. Everything was open. The sides were open. The pools were open. Everything was ready to go. But everybody got it off, which obviously we know why, because we were at Perfect Day at Coco Cay.
Yes.
So, which we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. So anyway, let us know if you've been on. I know a couple of you watching have been on the Utopia already, or even the Symphony. Let us, or the other Oasis class ships. Yeah. Let us know what your favorite part of the upper decks are. Right. So, speaking of upper decks and stuff, is every bar on the ship lime and coconut?
Everything, I think, except for the pesky parrot.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Where I'm like, oh, there's the lime and coconut. Walk around. Wait a minute. Weren't we just here? There's the lime and coconut. Turn the corner. We're like, no, wait a minute. I know we haven't been here yet.
I thought it was just me, so I'm glad you're talking about that, because I was getting lost the other day because I was looking at I'm like, we're right across from the lime and coconut. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Which one? I was actually surprised they had the lime and coconut drink menu in the solarium.
Yeah.
So maybe just every bar that's on deck 15 is lime and coconut. Well, no, because there's the Vibe. Or is that on deck 16? No, that was on the ship. The Vibe bar.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Hangs over the ship. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, well, let us know what your favorite part of deck 15 is. Let's say hello to those who came in late.
All right.
You're welcome, Lido Life. That's what we're here for.
Yes,
Good evening,
absolutely.
Elaine. How are you? Tuesday. It's Thursday. Good evening, Sean. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. And he had said they love the Solarium Bistro for breakfast on Symphony. We prefer it to the Windjammer. Nice. We haven't tried to get in there for breakfast yet. To be honest, we've missed most of the breakfasts because we've been... Well, that's not true. We've been videoing the ship until like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. So
we would have breakfast before it was open.
Yeah. And we...
Yeah, the...
one day we went down to the Park Cafe.
Yeah, on the promenade.
On the promenade?
Yes.
Promenade Cafe, whatever it is.
They opened at 6 and everything else opened at 7. So we had been eating mostly there for breakfast.
Because the regular didn't open till 7, and we're like, okay, we're at
tired.
6:30, 6:45. I don't want to wait and have the full on. I just want to go to bed. I'm tired. So one other thing before we move on, the drink stations, they look like beer taps. Now, I'll be honest, that's what I thought it was at first. So when we went up there the very first time, I'm like, let me go get a drink. And I'm like, man, it's nothing but beer taps up here. Boy, there's got to be a lot of people with a drink package on this ship. And I'm looking around. I'm like, no, I got a little bit closer. I'm like, oh, that's all coffee. And then I'll look a little bit closer. I'm like, oh, okay, it's neat. It's sort of a newfangled dispenser for either hot or cold beverages. So
it is.
When you look, and of course the video's already gone, there's the picture of a little hand. You don't have to touch it. I just use the back of my hand, and I just put your cup in. There's this space for you to put your cup in, move your hand away, then just put it in front of the little hand thingy, and it fills it up.
Yeah,
it's
you
cool.
don't actually have to touch it.
Yeah, I don't have to touch it.
Hands-free, but you do have to get pretty close.
Yeah, I get about that far from it, and just with the back of my hand, and good to go.
Yeah.
So that's all the drink stations around the ship.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay. Hello, Justina. Hello, Ashley. Good evening, Gina Maxwell. Oh, Ashley. Oh, so pretty. Almost exactly like Icon. I'm anxious to cruise on it. You know, I can't wait to get on Icon either to see exactly how different the Icon class is from the Oasis class. Because I know it's not that much bigger. And it does have the split. So I'm anxious to see too.
Yeah.
Patricia says, meet me at the Lime and Coconut blind date scenario. Yeah, which one?
Yeah.
Good evening, Desiree. How are you? We are doing fantastic, and it ends tonight, or at least for most of the people on the ship.
Yes.
This was a 4-day, and today is technically day 4, and then tomorrow is embarkation, debarkation, and we're staying on. So we'll give you the whole,
Rundown.
Yeah, that's a good word. The rundown of the how the back-to-back works here and how smoothly it is. So there you have it. Public service announcement. Once again, I know there's a bunch of you people on here that have just joined us. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Applause for all of you.
Yes.
If you have a question about this ship or Royal Caribbean in general, or any cruise line for that matter, we are live and we are on the ship right now in our cabin. There's no good, quiet public space to do this, so we do it in the cabin. But we are on the ship and we'll be here for one more cruise. We're doing it back-to-back. If you have a question, ask us in the chat. There's no better time to get an answer than now. So we can go down to customer service. If we don't already know the answer, we can go seek out one of the crew members to get an answer for you. Okay? If you're watching the replay, of course, leave a comment. We do answer all of our comments, and so we will get you an answer and bring it to you in tomorrow's show. Okay?
Yes.
So there is that. Lastly, of course, thumbs up. 21. We got to hit 30 again, guys. We hit 30.
We got 31.
32.
32.
We got 32 thumbs up last night. Are we going to beat that tonight? Come on, y'all. Costs you nothing. Just hit the little thumbs up button. It's just a thing we do. We have fun with it, guys. Just go along with it. So, so last night we'll take you through the last 24 hours. Last night, after we ended the stream, we went out on a little date, if you will, and we went to the music hall and watched the Utopia of the Seas show band, I believe is what they call themselves, and it was 80s night. Music last night, and so we sat there and watched a set from them because by the time we got off it was very late, and so we caught the midnight.
Their final set.
Yeah, it was 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
And what was interesting and sort of scary and sad all at the same time, every time the drummer started to play, I called the song, and I nailed it every time. All of a sudden it's doont cat doont cat. Cat. I'm like, there's only one song in the world that starts like that. Billie Jean. Boom, 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 boom. I looked at Lisa. I'm like, mm-hmm. And then song after song after song. It was crazy. Lime and coconut, you say. I do say. By the way, thank you all for the thumbs up.
Thank you. Oh, wow. We did get several of them.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Tom. How are you tonight, buddy? Good evening, the Cam fam.
Yay.
I started with hitting like 3 times. Chris, if you came in late, we do have our reservations for the Mason Jar. We will be there tomorrow at 12:30.
Yes.
So we'll talk about it tomorrow night.
Yes.
So other things I need to correct. I apologize to Royal Caribbean. For whatever reason, I don't know why, I thought Perfect Day at Coco Cay was a slice of land out of a larger island.
I did as well.
It's not. It's its own island, though there's several sort of tiny islands very close to connecting. Like NCL's private island is, I mean, you could throw a stone and hit it. You swim there, yeah. But no, it's its own little entity.
Yeah.
I was going to look up how many square feet or whatever acreage on it, but I didn't. We've had a very long late day today, so we apologize because I almost didn't get this done in time. Which, if you notice, there was no highlights tonight. Again, because we shot video all day in Coco Cay, and we were gonna bring that to you, but I guess that'll have to be when we go back again next week or in 3 days or 2 days, whatever. Actually, it's not tomorrow; it's the next day. The itinerary is reversed, and there's no sea day.
Okay.
So we'll be back here in 2 days. We plan to actually enjoy that day. Today we just walked around. Was actually our very, very first time at Perfect Day at Coco, okay? And it was a lot larger than I was envisioning it would be. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit smaller. There were 2 Oasis-class ships here today. The Allure of the Seas was parked right up next to us. In fact, when we were up on deck 16, there's areas of the ship that kind of curve out over the water and on both ships, and we were literally parked side by side the same exact way. I swear, it was really close to being able to jump from one ship to the other.
Tom Cruise could have done it in Mission Impossible.
I'm telling you, he would have.
That.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was crazy how close we were.
Yeah.
I mean, down at the bottom, obviously, we weren't close because the dock was there, but the ships,
they do. They
the top deck extend out past the hull quite a bit.
They sure do.
And so it was cool to have both ships side by side and see exactly how close we were. It was also neat to just get off and sort of look back at the ships and see how different they are, even though it's the same exact class. The Allure being an older one is one thing, but the Utopia being brand new, it's what they're calling the Oasis Plus class, if you will, even though it's the same. They've made upgrades to it. Things are a little bit more curvy than boxy. So it was very interesting.
Yeah, it was.
We thought. So Chris, by the way, says, awesome.
Yes.
I hope you like Mason Jar. We will find out tomorrow, won't we?
We sure will.
I love Allure, one of my favorite ships. Oddly enough, we haven't been on the Allure yet. We were scheduled, we booked it, and then had to cancel for, I think it was work reasons, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we had something come in
exactly.
and we couldn't make it. So the rest of our family went without us.
They did. It was supposed to be a nice big family thing, and the 2 of us, it was our idea.
Yeah, we planned the whole thing.
We had
and we
to
couldn't go.
cancel, yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Ashley says, I love the Allure too. It was my first Royal Cruise in January 2023. Well, there you go. Awesome. It's funny. First cruises with lines. First of all, your very first cruise is always memorable. You remember the ship, you remember the stories, you remember everything. It was your very first. But you also, next in line, you remember the first time you cruised on a new cruise line because it's new and it's different and stuff like that. So, outside of that, I can't say I remember much of anything. I can't remember what ships we were on a few weeks ago. I mean, I remember, but
it's a blur.
Yeah. It's funny.
Not that that's a bad thing.
I don't remember a ton about the Glory, but I sure as heck remember a ton about the Conquest.
Yeah, I do too.
Interesting how that happens.
Yeah.
The Glory we loved, the Conquest
so
we hated,
much, yeah.
and I remember more about the Conquest than I do the Glory. So
I remember the Glory was in great shape. The Conquest, there were some areas that were in great shape and some areas that weren't, but it was a totally different experience on the Conquest from the Glory.
Yes, it was. Moving on.
Yeah.
So anyway, so back to Coco Cay.
Yes.
So there were trams that you could get on from the ship going up the pier. Not as many as I saw on the island, but there was some running back and forth. But it wasn't a far walk. It wasn't bad at all.
No, it wasn't.
I was expecting that also to be a little longer than it was, so it wasn't bad at all. Right when you walk in, you walk right into sort of the kids' little splash area, and there's a tram area off to the right. And then it's off to do what you plan to do there. You can continue to go straight and go into the water park. You can go off to the right to Hideaway Bay, or you could go off to the left to Chill Island. And there, all things ensue after that. Mm-hmm. And so we walked around and just sort of shot a lot of video, checked out a lot of things, because we've never been there before. Mm-hmm. And so the next time we go, we want to just go and play and enjoy.
Yes.
But we don't know where to do that. So today we walked around to sort of scope it out, take some video and different things, and go, okay, that is where we're going to go when we come back.
Yep.
And so for me, it's a toss-up between the pool or just right across the sand to the Chill Island area, just across from the pool.
I like the Chill Island area. I also like the pool, but to be quite honest, I know you like pools better. I like the beach better.
You know what, though? But part of the reason why you like the beach better is hearing the ocean and the waves. And
I love the sound of the ocean.
There's none of that.
Yeah, none.
So toss up.
Yeah.
Toss up.
Yeah.
toss up. So we were out there all day, or not all day, but we videoed the ship first, 15 and 16, and today and 17, and what anyway, and then we got off and we spent I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours out there videoing everything, walking around, checking it out. We did ride the tram around, and just for fun to ride the tram around, shoot some video that way. So we will share that with you all before we get off the ship. So perfect day, and the weather was it's been cool.
Yeah,
right. So
it has been.
When we got on the ship in Port Canaveral 4 days ago, it was like 55 degrees for the low, and I think it warmed up to be around 68 or 70 or something like that. But excuse me, when you get on the ship and all of a sudden the ship is moving and the wind, it was actually
pretty chilly.
Every time we go out on the upper deck over the past few, we've actually put on hoodies because it was actually a little cool out there. So today, honestly, it was great.
Yeah.
It wasn't too hot. It wasn't cold. It was just, honestly, I felt the perfect weather for the perfect day at Coco.
I agree.
I couldn't tell you what the water temperature was. Again, we didn't get in, but, and I know the pool, a little birdie, Chris, told me it was heated. Is that correct? Is that pool heated? Chris, pool? Yeah, Chris's pool, yeah. Was it heated? Were you the one that told me it was heated, Chris, the big pool? Anyway, which is also why I probably would prefer the pool, because that water over there is going to be probably a little bit colder.
You know, now that you mention it, I do prefer warmer water. So, yeah, I might cave.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I like the ocean, I might have to cave because if the temperature is too cold.
Yeah. And Chris is like, pool! Welcome, Valerie. Hello, everyone. I just got on, but happy I made it. I hope you are all doing well. We're doing great. I hope everyone else is doing great as well. We've had a fantastic last 22 hours, 23. Mm-hmm. We're at 18. 12 more to go, by the way. Sorry, I just can't help myself.
No, you can't. It's okay.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we have to pack all this stuff up tonight. I'm not sure how many of you have ever done back-to-back sailings before, but I just went off, actually. Can you fix that? Hang on. We're going to put her work, press my buttons back there. Got the tinge unit on my back tonight, not my shoulder. Most times when you book a back-to-back, you are able to work out with the cruise lines to have the same cabin so that you don't have to move and pack and all that stuff. In fact, with only one other exception, which was by our design, we've always had the same cabin when we've done a back-to-back. Mm-hmm. This time is different. We have to go to a different cabin. So it kind of sucks because you really sort of want to feel like you're on a 7-day cruise instead of a 4-day, 3-day. But no, so tonight all this has to get packed up. In the morning, Gushti is coming to move it all for us. No. Our cabin steward, Bagus, is going to move all the bags to our new cabin, which is down 2 decks, very close to where we are now, but down 2 decks. So he's going to move all of that for us tomorrow. We'll probably take this equipment with us because we have it in our carry-ons anyway. He can take the big bags himself his way. We'll do the others and do all that stuff. So, and then, it's a whole nother set of people on here. So we'll see what it's like here in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yes, we will.
Justina says you guys should compromise and go to both places, the beach and pool time.
Right.
It's possible. Yeah. Absolutely, it's possible.
Yeah.
Thanks for the information. You're welcome, Desiree. Did they play Lovely Day as you docked throughout the ship, especially Central Park? Couldn't tell you. We were actually, for once, sleeping. Normally, we're awake at that hour videoing, but we didn't get up until 8:30 this morning.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we slept in. Well, if you can call it that, we've been sleeping in it. We've been going to bed about the time we woke up.
Well, we've been going to bed around 7 o'clock in the morning and getting up at noon.
Yeah,
so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, it's 4 or 5 hours. So last night we got 7 in a normal time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it was great. Ashley says Hideaway Beach is very easy to do pool and beach. It's amazing. The whole area is huge and beautiful. Of course, it costs extra for Hideaway, and you need to pay and reserve, but very well worth it. Yeah, we took the tram down there just to video the walk, the distance from where you come off the dock until you get to Hideaway Bay, because it's all the way to or Hideaway Beach. It's all the way to the far right. And there was sort of a guard keeper there. You got reservations? Before you could get on the tram. They didn't, I guess, want people walking down there, even though that area is public, the walk is, because there was another guard standing at the entrance. But anyway, we said, no, actually, we just want to get on the tram to video the ride there and the ride back. She's like, oh, okay. And then the driver, we had to convince him as well. So, but yeah, so we rode the tram back and forth, and it's probably a 5-minute walk if you were walking it. It's not far.
No, it's not far.
It's
at
not
all.
horrible.
It was further to Chill Beach than it was to Hideaway Beach.
Well, Chill Beach is a really long area, and it starts off to the right and then just curves all the way around to the backside of the island until you get to South Beach. We didn't actually. That's the only area we didn't get to. We didn't get to South Beach. So, anyway, sorry about that. Chris says the pool is where it's at. Ashley, you can imagine a group cruise there at the pool would be bumping. Yes, it would be. Sean says, I'm interested to hear the difference between the 3-night and the 4-night crowd and noise-wise. I know you said your current cruise has been pretty noisy.
But you know what? The pool deck today, the noise was acceptable.
Well, everybody was off the darn ship here. Here, Sean, I'm not sure. Here you go.
Up on the pool deck. Yeah, this isn't relaxing. Not so relaxing.
This is more relaxing.
Central Park, not so much. I think we're getting closer.
I think we found the only quiet spot on the ship.
I wasn't sure if you saw that yesterday. We put that up yesterday. Yeah, the ship outside of today, like Lisa was saying, for the most part, everywhere has been way louder than I expected.
Yes.
The pool deck was uncomfortably loud.
Yes.
And we weren't the only people saying that. Pretty much everybody ran into her like, what?
Did you say something?
We're at the elevators and the music is quiet now. Pressing the door and everybody's making fun of the volume.
Yeah.
It really was impressively loud.
Yeah.
Even down in Central Park, all that noise was filtering down into Central Park.
Yeah, and those clips, I mean, that's not us putting music in. That's
all, yeah.
Yeah.
And even in the solarium, where you would expect it to be a little bit more serene and quiet, it wasn't. There was no loud music playing, but there was a little music playing. But because there's a roof, all the talking is stuck in there.
Yes.
And so there's it's a little bit noisier in there than you would expect.
Yeah.
So there you have that. But yeah, I'm interested to see too the difference between the 3-day and the 4-day.
I am as well. But yeah, again today the volume was at a good level.
Yeah, it was great.
It really was.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, during NASA, it didn't seem like very many people got off the boat.
No,
and
everybody stayed on the ship.
So the party was still on the boat.
Yes.
Right?
I agree.
So on the 3-day, we're doing the same exact itinerary. The only difference is we don't have that extra day at sea.
Right.
Right. So it's going to be NASA and as well as Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So we'll let you know for sure if there's a difference in the party between the 4-day and the 3-day. And like anything else, we've talked about this before. It's so hard to go from cruise to cruise to cruise to cruise to cruise because you just don't know who's going to be on the ship. Mm-hmm. And some of your experiences will be related to that group of people who you're sailing with. And so we've had multiple experiences on different lines with 3 days, 4 days, where one cruise is one way and the very next cruise is 180 degrees opposite from where people like to gather or don't want to gather, and where the party may be or may not be. So it'll be interesting to see here on this what's different.
And the cruise lines, they know the demographics. They know who's booked the cruise and what age you are and the things that you like to do. And we've been on cruises where they say, well, normally our dinner time is 6:00, but we've got a lot of seniors on. They like to eat earlier, so we bumped up the dining time to 5:30.
Yep.
And they do that. They will cater, if you will, to the majority of whoever's on the cruise line. So I'm very interested as well to see what that 3 day is going to be like.
Yep, if there's any difference musically.
Yes.
Speaking of music, they have like this little jazz quintet playing down in Central Park tonight. It was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to go down to listen to it. I could listen to it right up by the elevator banks because it's open down there, and they were quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a pianist down there the other night, so he sounded great. Yeah, had a nice little audience, and sounded great.
What about Playmakers? Have you guys tried it? Campfire cookie is the best. Don't miss it. I know they have the game on down there on Thursday night, football. Go check it out. We've gone by there when we were doing our tour, but we have not made our way back to the boardwalk yet, where Playmakers is. The funny thing is, and I think we were just talking about this as we were walking around. I can't imagine how you do everything on this ship in 3 days.
Yeah.
Forget videoing.
No way.
Forget what we do. Just coming on the ship, to be on the ship for 4 days. I don't think you could do and see and eat everything in 4 days.
There's no way.
It's impossible. It seems like it's infinite.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. Chris, we're probably not going to make it back to Playmakers.
Yeah, probably not.
Actually, we're going to try to do the Aqua Show, so we'd probably get back to Playmakers.
Yeah.
Right, when we're back there for the Aqua Show. So, which is, we have to try all that stuff tomorrow to get in there. And if not, we may just try to sneak in the back and hang out and stand and watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I snuck in. Well, not snuck in. The doors were wide open, but they had standing room for the ice show this evening. So I got to, stick my head in there and see a little bit of that.
Nice.
So that
Took
was
some
nice.
video?
I did.
Cool.
I took a little bit of video. So
Awesome. Awesome.
we'll get that going. I know you didn't have time to do any of that tonight.
No, lots of editing and just barely made it. 3 day cruises, people usually go hard. Should be wild, but not Conquest wild. Oh, God.
Please no.
And we're up to 20 minus 1. Awesome. Thank you very much. We're 10 from the goal. 10 from the goal.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Playmakers on Icon had very good food. Nice atmosphere. You know what I like about Playmakers? They have old school video games in there.
Yes, they do. That's a lot of
Galaga
fun.
and Space Invaders, and I think there was a Donkey Kong. I forget, and there was like 2 or 3 others. Yeah, it was kind of neat looking down there. Yeah. So, let's see. There was some food, main dining. Lisa's got the menus. I'm a little disappointed. I'll tell you why in a minute.
All right, which one's the menu?
That's the bed.
That's not the menu. That's the menu.
Menu would be before the food. Of course, there's not many pictures of food in here. So tonight was the Bon Voyage menu. According to the staff, it was also Mediterranean night. So for the starters, there was a Mediterranean tapas medley. Me
too. It was very good.
Yeah, we'll go down there.
Yeah.
Pan-seared asparagus. That doesn't sound very Mediterranean. Chilled shrimp cocktail. That was there every night. French onion soup, Caesar salad, seafood cake. So basically the only thing new on the starters was the Mediterranean tapas medley. The rest is recycled from other days. Main courses: pecan crusted salmon, autumn turkey dinner, braised lamb, grilled steak, spaghetti bolognese, vegetable Greek moussaka, grilled chicken breast, and chicken cheddar. Anyway, there's only 2 new things on that section of the menu. The rest of them are recycled. Dessert: warm apple cobbler, crema catalana, which is basically creme brulee without the sugar, but it had the sugar on it.
It was creme brulee.
Chocolate brownie, ice cream, layered peach trifle. That was not on there before. Trifle? Is it trifle? Trifle. It's a trifle.
And that's a
Black forest tart. That was not there last night either.
No,
and an artisan cheese plate. What I'm trying to get is I feel they really recycled a lot of the food
a lot of the
that
things
had been served in the past 3 days
yeah
onto tonight's menu. Even though they call it a Mediterranean night, there was only one starter, one main,
the tapas and the
and I wouldn't even call any of the desserts Mediterranean.
No, I don't think I would either.
So that was just a little disappointing.
Yeah.
I thought. I mean, the food was good.
It
It was great. I mean,
yeah. The Greek salad, I was actually impressed. There was no lettuce, so it was actually Greek salad.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Yeah, a lot
with
of
Kalamata olives.
Yeah.
They weren't throwing in and cheaping out, just putting black olives in there.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just was expecting something different, and I think most people would. We go on a cruise and expecting it to sort of be a different menu every night, and it really was
to see the same
just about the same. I mean, and the reason why we know, I mean, she had spaghetti bolognese on the first night, and of course the French onion soup has been on there every night. The apple cobbler, I was surprised to see 2 nights in a row, and anyway, I was a little disappointed in that. So anyway, Chris says, Allure was a game changer for me. It was all I needed. It opened my eyes to what cruising really is. Oasis-class ships and now Icon-class are the Cadillac of cruising. Nothing even comes close. Facts. Chris, my friend, I'm so sorry. We're going to agree to disagree. We just got off the yacht club on MSC, and that there's nothing shy of cruising. You haven't cruised until you've cruised in the yacht club.
It's okay. We can have different
That's
opinions.
right.
It is
But that's
totally
to me also the fun part about cruising is everybody's got a different way and a different style, and each cruise line may fit different for everybody.
And there is always something that I'm going to find on a cruise line that I like.
Absolutely.
There's always something.
We like them all.
Yeah.
But for him, it was the Allure that was the changer for him.
Yeah.
It wasn't for us. I mean, we like it. I mean, it just.
It's just not.
It's not. Yeah, I would not call this our speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with it.
No, definitely not.
No.
I mean, we're still having fun. Don't get me wrong. We're still having a good time.
We are going to do Giovanni's. We just haven't booked it yet. We can't get the app to work, which means we have to go find somebody to do it. It was just by accident that we were able to make the reservation today for tomorrow for Mason Jar. But we haven't been able to have the same accident yet for Giovanni's. Nothing's working on the app. I can't get it up on the website. So tomorrow we have it's crazy. We have so many things to do tomorrow during the changeover. We got to get all the cabins videoed. We got to go down in the box office to see if we can possibly get into shows. We got to get Giovanni's done. We got to get the inside of the spa. We got to get the inside of the kids area. It's like, oh my God, I'm just tired thinking about it. And so all that before the ship becomes overrun.
Yes.
Right. So busy day.
Yeah.
And when we get there, I'll figure out what we're going to have to eat, Chris. I know that you've been saying the pizzas there is a little bit better. But if I'm paying for a specialty restaurant, I'm not sure pizza is what I'm going to be on the menu.
We order. Yeah. I would agree.
Yeah. Unless the pizza's, doesn't really count for anything. Can we get just the pizza and split that? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because these days on the ships, that you're allowed one starter and one entree and one dessert. I'm like, oh, okay. I just thought I'd like a soup and a salad. Sorry. Ouch! It hurt. But I didn't finish with the dinner menu. Outside of the dinner menu, we were actually sitting at yet a different table tonight. And the service, again, flawless. Yeah. Really, it was fantastic.
Yeah, so we've had...
I've already...
Oh, well, you said you weren't done.
I wasn't done about the dinner.
Okay. Yeah, so we've had 3 different servers, and they have all been wonderful.
Fantastic, yeah. We were in and out and again around 55 minutes to an hour. It was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coffee was offered, and tea.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
When for whatever reason, on most of the cruise lines, if you're not getting a cocktail. I mean, they ask, and she likes iced tea, and I like lemonade for dinner, and they'll bring it. But that's it. You're not getting a refill on that.
No,
it
you're
just
not.
never seems like that gets offered.
Well,
they'll come fill up your water glass.
They never offer it to begin with. It's, would you like something from the bar?
Correct.
And here it's, would you like another beverage? It's not something from the bar, and they literally do come along and refill the glasses.
The iced tea and the
Iced
lemonade,
tea
not
and
just the water.
lemonade, yeah.
Yep.
Which that I've never had any of the other cruise lines do that.
So Captain's Table MDR wants to know, hello again.
Hi.
For the MDR, are you doing anytime dining, and how long has the wait been to be seated? Well, that is an interesting question that has a very interesting answer.
Yes.
Straight up, the answer is yes, we are on anytime dining. However, I don't think we're actually doing anytime dining. We found out when we got on the ship that anytime dining doesn't start till 6:45. Okay, which means when you go down there, you got to wait in line per your sort of comment and blah 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 blah. And so because we're streaming at 9 with extra editing that needs to be done and the setup, I mean, going to dinner at 6:45, 7 o'clock ish, right? I mean, we're potentially pushing not being here because when it gets scheduled, it runs whether we're in front of a camera or not, right? So, so we went down to try to get something
to early
different.
Dining. Yeah.
Something different. And with anytime dining, you can actually make reservations. But again, they only start at 6:45, so that wasn't going to work.
And we even, the very first day, we went in to make, reservations, and the earliest they had available was 8 p.m.
Yeah, that wasn't going to work.
No.
So we found a nice, just walk down in Azaz.
Awaz.
Awaz is the name. A-W-A-Z, Awaz.
The man with a memory like you would not believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knows everybody that he's talked to by name, by cabin number.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
So we spoke to him and he says, just come down here at 5:30 and I will find you a table. Mm-hmm. So we did. And he just do it every day. So we've just been going down every day at 5:30 and he's been finding us the tables. Basically what's happening is he's finding us an empty table for somebody who didn't show up for their
5 o'clock
dinners,
dining.
Right? Which is why we've had different tables and different servers basically every night.
Yes.
And so it was it's been excellent.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he says, your 5 o'clock dining, people miss it all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they have 30 minutes to show up. So at 5:30, if they haven't shown up, then they can give the table to us.
That's correct.
So we're there waiting.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yes.
So I hope I know it's sort of not the answer you were looking for, but yeah, that's what we've been doing.
That is, and yeah, go talk to Awaz. He's wonderful.
Ashley says, if Giovanni's is anything like it was on the Icon, they'll bring you food you didn't even ask for. Oddly enough, it's happened in the main dining room twice. They've brought us an extra dessert just because, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody else didn't, ordered it and didn't want it and they just have it, so they give it to us or what.
It's
but
nice you got a brownie
we got an extra
with
brownie.
caramelized popcorn, but that wasn't even on the menu, so
No.
it's not like somebody ordered it.
Don't forget to hit the like button. We're trying to get to 30.
And thank you so much for the thumbs up. I see
Yes.
3 more on there. Thank
Yeah.
you, 4 more. Thank you so
Woohoo.
much. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
And for the one that gave us a thumb down, I hope your kids are born naked. Engagement is engagement.
That's true.
Okay, here's Chris. Okay, question. Do you feel like there are more things to do MSC Yacht Club versus Utopia? So, Chris, that's not the correct question. Or the correct answer. You have a style of cruising, and we have a style of cruising. And for you and how you like to cruise, the Oasis class ship fits you and your method and how you like to cruise. For us, we enjoy cruising on MSC and what they have to offer. Now, the Yacht Club is a different experience altogether. So they don't have ice skating rinks in the Yacht Club, but even on their ships. But that being said, all the newer ships being built by MSC are Oasis-size cruise ships. And so the offerings are going to be probably very similar to the same. But the class of service, the class of food, and everything about the experience we had there pales in comparison to anything we've ever done in our life on a cruise ship. Period. Okay?
That being said, the service that we've had at Royal Caribbean in the dining room here on the Utopia has been wonderful.
Yeah, it's been very swift.
It has been very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
But it's still different.
It is. It's totally
Yeah.
different. But yeah,
Right.
Not putting down the service that we've received here, because it's been great. It really has.
Chris also said, did you speak to the hotel director and try to get, say, a junior suite or anything else? He might hook you up. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up, whoever did
Yes,
that.
thank you.
We have not, but maybe we try that on the next one, right? Because we had done the whole Royal Up thing anyway, and I was waiting for the answer on the next cruise, which, believe it or not, I've not actually received yet. So I should probably look to see what cabin we're technically going to be going to tomorrow. But we will we'll look and try. I do know that the last times we've asked, not on this ship, but the last ship, and in this time of year, the ships sail full, at least cabins full. Maybe not to capacity, because if a cabin can have 3 and there's only 2 in it, we're not at capacity, but the cabins are all full. Also, that being said, we also know when somebody goes down there and screams at people for 10 minutes at the top of their lungs, they typically get what they want. We're not the screamers. I'm not going to go down there and scream for a cabin just to have a better cabin.
No.
But junior suite would be nice. We did video one of those already.
Yeah.
When on Harmony, he upgraded me. I just asked. So some of that also comes with your status. I mean, you've sailed
A lot.
a lot on Royal. Way more than us. Heck, after this back-to-back, we'll actually be platinums. So we're just hit 25 days or 30 days or whatever it is. So and this is what we found out also sort of even in the yacht club. On MSC, we're now officially diamonds on MSC. And forget the yacht club badge, just at diamond status, when you ask, people tend to give you a little bit more leeway or runway, considering you've sailed so much with their cruise line. Not a status thing. It's the fact that you've been a loyal customer for a long time.
Exactly.
You've been loyal to Royal for a very, very long time. And so when you walk up, if there's something available, you may have a better chance. Maybe after this cruise, since we'll be platinums, we might be working our way up a little bit.
Maybe.
We're getting there. We just keep going. But it's not about the cabin. I mean, we look, there, Chris, we're not having a bad time with our cabin,
No.
with the cruise or anything about it.
No.
It just, we're giving you our opinions of how we like to cruise. This ship is amazing. It really is. Every Oasis class ship we've been on just blows me away. They're so big and there's so much to do. But that's not our speed. I don't need rock climbing walls and zip lines and merry-go-rounds and ice skating rinks, and I don't need all that crap. I like to just sort of chill out and relax.
Right.
Go to the pool, a little music from time to time, good shows, good entertainment, these kind of things. That's what makes us both tick.
Yeah, I love to hear the sound of the ocean.
Yeah.
And here I'm just getting the loud music.
Yeah.
So it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just not my thing.
Right. So that's, that's why I said we will agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Right. So it's perfect for you. It's just not perfect for us. But we cruise on them anyway
Yeah.
because we don't hate them.
Nope.
It's just not our preferred. Right. So, and we're doing a lot of this, covering it for the channel as well for you guys and people who haven't seen the Utopia. It's only 2 months old. There's a ton of people who haven't seen this yet. And so we cover it for the YouTube channel as well. And we have a good time doing it. We just, if we were going to put our own, which we put our own money down for this anyway, but if we were going to plan a vacation for us, turn the cameras off, not tell you about it, it would not be on an Oasis class ship.
No.
If we were picking, because we have a different way and a different style that we like to cruise. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah.
Chris says, if you speak with them directly, it does make a difference. We'll see if we can get to them. Yeah. Valerie B. That is so true about how different the cruise lines are. I want to one day try a Disney cruise. Yeah, us as well.
You do too.
Disney is, I think, the only line we've never been on in sort of the cruise lines that cruise here in America.
Yeah.
We haven't been in Holland. She hasn't been on Holland at all. I've only been on one, and it was a charter, so that probably doesn't count. But I have been on their line once. Was the Mazdam, one of those damn ships. Anyway, it fell off here. There we go. I want to one day try a Disney cruise. It seems so magical, and I know my daughter would love it too. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've talked to a lot of adults who have no kids, who love going on the Disney ships because of what they offer and their style of cruising. And
we've never been on there because Disney does have characters on their ship. And our daughter, when she was growing up, was terrified of the characters. So we avoided characters at all costs. And so that's why we have never gone on Disney.
At least until the point when she grew up.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I will say about Disney is that they do not have casinos. So if you are a gambling kind of person, you might want to take that into consideration. There are no casinos on Disney.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I would love to sail on Disney.
It's also why their prices are a bit higher than everybody else.
It is because
they don't have that revenue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep. Chris says, status. We got up to the status with MSC so quick for two reasons. One, they do status matching. So the cruise line we have sailed the most on was Carnival. And so we were platinums on Carnival. And so they started us off at whatever their level was the equivalent to the points, if you will, of a platinum. But we've now done 6 cruises with them. One of them, the Yacht Club. One of them, we had I don't know even why we had it, but we had an upper experience. And the way their point system works, all of a sudden, we're over 10,000 points. I think we're at about 12,000 now. And so we're diamonds. And they just recently added a new a tier to their program. It's called Blue Diamond, which is 25,000 points. So we
just missed it.
We just missed it. It's the story of our life.
It is.
Always.
Yeah, it is.
We just missed the Carnival. Speaking of Carnival.
We did.
Some news to Carnival today. They secretly raised their drink costs a little bit.
Oh, my.
Their drink
we were
package?
Talking a little bit about that today, and I can't even imagine spending that much on alcohol.
Yeah. It is now $83.54 for all cruises, short and or long.
Per person.
Per person.
Per day.
Per day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Chris says, I get it. Y'all like it low and slow.
Yes.
I just would be bored on those ships.
Yes.
Oh, God, we're far from bored. But
yeah. But that's because we have different activities that we enjoy doing.
Well, like, for instance, the people that are friends of us that just sailed with us on MSC, they're more of the outdoorsy, rugged. Like when they got off the ship, they went and did, 4-wheel and ATVs, and they want to go hiking and do these things.
Yeah.
If they got on this particular ship, they would probably feel the same way. Yeah. We're home because they have all these things to do. But there's still, and not that we do this all the time, but there's trivia and scavenger hunts, and there's still, pool parties and white parties. And I mean, the only thing that the MSC, the Divina, doesn't have are those big outdoor things. The flow rider,
rock climbing,
the big rock climbing walls, an ice skating rink, zip line.
Well, the Divina doesn't have
it, but I mean the seashores.
The seashore had
some of that.
Line.
And again, all the ships that they're building now are in the world class, which are the size of an Oasis class ship.
Yeah.
Really, it's an Oasis class ripoff. They've got their sort of, what is the ultimate abyss thing in the back. I mean, it's a ripoff of the Oasis class ships.
Yeah, so you might hear us talking about MSC like like we are about this ship next time.
Correct. So we may, hey, we love the C class ships, seashore, seaside, which are about the same size as the XL class, which again we also like with Carnival.
Yeah.
Right, so that's where we feel our sweet spot, around
Yeah.
180,000 tons. Some good things to do, but just not,
Just not overload.
yeah, just not overload. That's what we feel. I feel overwhelmed here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Valerie, the fantasy is the best. You'd be hooked if you go. Yeah, Chris also loves, he's loyal to Royal, but he does sneak into Disney every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So,
We get it.
Yeah, we hope our year, meaning 2025, is really already scheduled out, believe it or not. And so we'll be getting to Disney soon. I hope.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. And Valerie's thanking him. Thanks for the tip. There you go. All right. So let's see what else is on the agenda for us tonight. I wanted to make sure I talk about the corrections. Oh, yeah. No, I said it. I said that was hooked upstairs.
Yes.
Things that I say as we're rambling and we're walking that we find out after the fact. No, I think that's really about it, guys. We had a good night last night going out on the town, which we only went to the music hall. That's all we went.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many other things to do at night, but we chose there. There was the band playing. We're like, oh, we enjoy the bands. Let's sit down here and watch. It's the same thing, right? Some people like comedy, right? Which is why, even though there's comedy on this ship, that's why a lot of people have originally gravitated towards Carnival, because they have, they're huge on their comedy,
Yeah,
right?
they are.
And so, Royal has their own comedy clubs downstairs, down on deck 4. The attic is where all the comedians are. And so, what's funny is, I've met some of the comics, and it's funny to listen to them talk, because they do both Carnival and Royal, and NCL from time to time. So anyway, Valerie does have a question.
Okay.
She says, I noticed there are 2 elevator banks, as you call them. Did you ever find it hard to get on the elevators? Were there long waits? So the worst times are obviously right when you first get on the ship, right? And it'll be also tomorrow for those getting off the ship. The elevators are going to be just crammed. Now, the way these particular elevators operate, they are intelligent elevators. There's like keypads, not in front of every elevator, but by the elevator banks. And you walk up and you press the button of what floor you want to go to. Now, what you're supposed to do is touch that button for every person you want to get on that elevator with you. Like for us, there's 2 of us. So if we're going to go somewhere, I press the button, I wait for it to clear, I press the button again. That tells the elevator that 2 people want to get on. The problem is, I'm pretty sure there's not one damn person on this ship other than us who does that. Because sometimes we've gone and the elevator's been full and we couldn't get on. So we just waited for the next one. Okay? Outside of that, the elevators have run fairly smooth.
I thought they've run
Yeah.
very smooth. The nice thing about Royal is they do have huge elevators.
They're really big.
Yeah. They're much larger than any of the other cruise lines, and so you can put more people on it.
Yeah.
So you have less opportunity for the overflowing and people trying to get in and no room. There's less chances of that happening.
There's 12 elevators in the front elevator bank and 12 elevators in the back, 6 on each side of the ship. And 3 of the 6 are sort of the glass elevators that are facing in, and the other 3 or 6, however you want to look at that, are just, normal elevators. So we haven't, I haven't experienced any horrible wait times.
I have not either.
But again, tomorrow is, debarkation day. I don't know.
And honestly, on embarkation day, we totally avoided the elevators and we took the stairs.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know how smoothly they were operating, because we came in late to begin with, because we had drove
up
got
here
off
from
the
Miami.
Divina in Miami and drove from Miami to Port Canaveral, so we were late getting to the ship. We didn't even go to the elevators. We just totally bypassed them.
Walked up.
Yeah, but just generally speaking, your embarkation and debarkation days are the worst for the elevators.
The nice thing is with newer ships, this obviously being one of them, On older, I'll start here. On older ships, they weren't designed all that well. And some cruise lines use the public elevators, if you will, to move the luggage up and down.
Yes.
And so that actually takes up some of the elevators that the passengers could use, making it even harder on embarkation day.
Yes.
So it like the Conquest. The Conquest,
Yes.
they confiscated
An entire
entire set of elevators out of they're using it to move the luggage up and down and get all the luggage on. Now I know they have to do that. Now I'm going to make a general assumption because we don't see that here on newer ships for all the cruise lines, but they're now building the ships with elevators behind the scenes for the crew to move things up and down themselves, food, luggage, or whatever.
I would tend to agree because I can't think of seeing any staff member in any of the elevators
No.
on the newer ships.
No,
So, yeah, I would tend to agree with that.
I think the best way for me to explain this, spending some time at Disney, is, at the Magic Kingdom, it's a well-known, well, I guess it's no longer a secret. I was going to say a well-known secret, that the Magic Kingdom is actually built on the second floor. There's a whole world underneath Disney World. And it's true, the Magic Kingdom. So when you're in the park, you're not going to see somebody dressed in Frontierland clothing walking through Tomorrowland,
Yeah.
right? Or vice versa. So let's equate that to a ship. I have yet on this ship to see somebody in an elevator with a staff member, anything other than themselves, meaning there's no bucket and a mop, there's no push cart, there's nothing. And I've only seen a couple at that, crew members in the public elevators. So my point is, they have all these things back behind crew doors. We'll call that in the white world, right? Because everything back there is all white. And they're moving all these things around the ship from their side of the ship, so it's not ruining your experience or vibe of what the ship is. Does that make sense? So, and again, I'm just assuming because I don't know that for a fact. But we haven't seen
No.
anything where it shouldn't be, like a mop and a bucket in an elevator.
No.
It's moved around the ship behind scenes and comes out where it needs to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
We did have, and we'll say some prayers. We did. There was some. One of the passengers had some sort of medical issue today. Happened up on deck 15 just before we were supposed to start videoing. So that held us up for probably 20, 30 minutes. While she got the attention she needed. Know nothing about it. Just hope and pray that she's okay.
Yeah.
I can say she was certainly in pain.
Yes.
Without a
agree.
doubt.
I
But
agree.
medical staff was quick, got there, and got her down to get whatever she needed.
Yes, I agree. They did.
Don't remember seeing any helicopters come to get her off the island. So
Or off the ship.
Or off the ship. So we're thankful and prayful that she's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's that. All right, everybody. So tomorrow, in a perfect world, tomorrow, we may have cabins to talk about tomorrow. We're going to have to see how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that typically we do that on the first sea day of cruise. We don't actually have a sea day, do we? Or do we have?
I have
No, we
no
do have a sea
idea.
day. We have one sea day.
I have no idea. We have to have one.
We have to have. Yeah, we
because
have one. It's a 3-day
ports
cruise.
And a 3-day cruise. So we have
Well,
to have one.
but you got to
sea day.
remember, day one is day one. When you first get on a ship, that's day one.
Mm-hmm.
So then port, done. Yeah, no
Okay.
sea day.
All right.
Do we have this one didn't have 2 sea days. This just had one. So we left Port Canaveral. The very next day was Nassau. Then a sea day.
I don't remember.
This one's not much help. Mad cow is not contagious. Stop claiming it. That's my gag.
That's just old age. I just can't remember.
Yeah, he goes, go down to medical on deck 1 or 2, whatever it is, and you'll see the I-95 corridor. It's unbelievable. Yeah, we've seen them before. It really is amazing.
Yeah.
But I was talking more about the vertical aspects as opposed to the horizontal. But that's how they move everything down there. It really is like a highway. And it's funny because all ships call it the same thing. On every ship you go to, there's I-95. And it's how they connect themselves from the front to the back so quickly. But there's also, we've talked to a lot of the cruise directors on the different ships. We've interviewed a bunch of them already. And these guys mostly are just running up and down the stairs and using the public elevators because they don't have time to get from one place to the other. So they use what's at their disposal, which is the stairs, which is why they're mostly also fit because they're running up and down the stairs all day long. Going up 3 decks, going down 4, and going over 2, and this, that, or whatever. But yeah, and I'm sure a lot of you have probably done the same thing, but there's some amazing documentaries on YouTube. Of course, we're on YouTube now, but there's some amazing documentaries that profile, how a cruise ship's built and how they operate and what's it take to operate a ship for 7 days and the amount of food and just everything that goes into how all these meals are prepared. Some typically, on a ship this size, like, 40,000 meals a day or something like that, or I don't know what it
Even
is.
changeover days, what does it take to get 6,000 people off of the ship and to pull 6,000 people on and
crazy.
just another hour and have all the rooms ready and the food ready and it's crazy.
Yeah,
it is crazy.
I think we've talked about this before, but for those crews that are on ships that do 3 days and 4 days,
oh man,
my hat's off.
Yeah,
of course it's on
agreed.
now, because they have it honestly twice as bad as those that are doing 7 day or longer itineraries, right? Because they have to do the changeover twice to where everybody does it once, and that is the most chaotic of all days.
It is.
Cabins have to be completely stripped of everything. Not just like right now, the only thing that the cabin steward does is come in, make the bed, tidy up a little bit, replace dirty towels, and empty the trash. There's not much they do, respectfully, on normal days. But on changeover days, the beds all get stripped off, all the towel, all the linens in the bathroom, everything gone.
And a lot of times the furniture has to get reconfigured.
Yeah.
People, it was previously for somebody who wanted a king size bed and now they want 2 twins.
Yep.
They've got to rearrange everything too. So there is a lot of work that goes into the changeovers, the turnovers.
And they do that twice every week.
They do.
Yep. And on these big ships, like you said, we have 6,600 people on this ship.
Yeah.
This particular cruise. Full capacity, we were told 7,200, but we are at almost 6,600. I think it was like 6,570 something. Anyway, just call it 6,600 for round numbers. That's a lot of people moving on and off, right? So, but we get a reprieve. We don't have to do it tomorrow. We get a reprieve.
Oh,
so
we do have to move. We
do have to
change
move
locations,
but
but we are staying on the ship.
So, and we only got to go down 2 decks, so we won't have to worry about the elevators either, Valerie.
Yeah, true.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we only got to 24 tonight.
Okay.
We were hoping to get to 30, so we thank all 24 of you.
Yes, thank you.
Give us thumbs up. And again, you want to give us a thumb down? Hope your children are born naked. Sorry, I'm kidding. Oh, good. Really, we make fun of it, but it's just what we do. We're just, if I was English, I would say cheeky. We're just, or John Hill, cheeky.
Yeah.
You cheeky bastard.
Oh my.
Anyway, hopefully you guys are having a great week. Guess what? We have 3 more days here on the Utopia of the Seas. We hope to see you back. We will be on at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Oh, knock on wood. And until then, we hope you guys are all well and you are going to be safe. So until tomorrow, peace.